What's going on, world? It's your main man, Kareem A. Rashid, the voice and your host of Clearing the Wreckage. Yes, we got another great episode in store for you today. Once again, I don't know what you got going on. You could be driving to work, but all I ask is that you please pay attention to the road. Or you could be at work right now on a lunch break trying to get a quick sneak peek into this episode. Please clock back into work on time. Yes. Or you could be doing something very important, to me at least, and that is on the toilet. Just do not forget to flush. Yes. Love it. Love it. What's up, my wreckage clearers? We are back with another great episode. Today, we are going to talk about some intense things. However, I already warned you and told you it was go get dark up in here. It was go get dark. So if you've been paying attention and listening and continually being a part of this community, then you know that right now we're in total darkness. We are being enclosed, wrapped up into, as I said in the previous episodes, a cocoon, right? And hopefully later we'll turn into a butterfly. But you gotta stay a part of this community, and you gotta stay tuned and stay plugged for the next episode to find that out. I love sharing my story with you, sharing my journey with you. I'm so grateful that you accepted my invitation to come alongside of me on this journey. Thank you so much. So I'm grateful for those that are listening, that have listened to all 25 episodes. And I'm thankful for those that have just tuned in. Maybe you have clicked on this episode out of curiosity. What is Clearing the Wreckage all about? Let me see what this guy's talking about. And I'm so thankful for that. I want to make a suggestion, though, that you go back to the first episode, because I am sharing a story with you. And if you are listening to this episode, you may be just a little confused or a little bit lost. So that first episode will kind of cue you in to what exactly is going on this podcast. Capiche? Claro? That means clear in Spanish, or correct. Anyway. Have you been so angry to where your anger turns inward? Honestly, the type of anger where there's no use anymore for an outburst. It's no need for you to be filled with outbursts and shouting. But now you are filled with internal fumes fumigating inside of you. Have you ever been that angry? How about disappointed in yourself? Just the type of disappointment to where I quit. Have you ever felt that way? Or sore loser vibes. What about that? Growing up, have you been the one that was called a sore loser? I know I was. I was definitely the sore loser. Like, man, forget this. We lost. I don't want to play anymore. There's no need to keep going on. What about woe is me syndrome? Have you ever thought like that or felt that way? I know that I have. Let me remind you and reassure you that you are not alone. Please know that I have felt all of those feelings. I have been there, and you are not alone. And exactly today on this episode, I'm going to share with you exactly that. So your feelings are validated for me. They are real, and you are allowed to feel that way at any moment in your life. You're allowed. However, always remember to clear the wreckage. Remember the episode I talked to you about how your feelings are not facts. So weigh that out. Present it. I feel so angry. I don't know why. I'm disappointed in myself. I just want to quit. Weigh out why you're feeling that way. Label it, name it, tag it. Then present some facts to those feelings and decide to listen to the facts and move forward and clear the wreckage. Recapping last week's episode, do I even remember what we talked about last week? Last week, we discussed how I was coming into this dark place, right? I was coming into my cocoon. I didn't know that I was coming into that. I didn't understand what was happening around me. It was just getting dark. So this week, we're going to talk about how the darkness is completely enclosing. And I want to talk about death, darkness, deceit, and destruction. Not all in that order. We're just going to talk. We're just going to have a conversation. We're at our favorite coffee shop right now. You're listening to me, and we just having a conversation, and I'm just like, hey, let me tell you a story. And you're like, yeah, Kareem, tell me. I want to hear about this. And you're excited to hear it. And so I'm excited to share it with you. So let's get to it. But I do want to state a disclaimer to you right now that there may be some things that I say in this episode that may trigger you. I'm not trying to send you into fight-flight mode at all. I want to validate your feelings, if anything, and let you know that you're not alone. That is my intentions by sharing all of this with you. My intentions is to let you know that there is some peace, there is some solace, there is some comfort in knowing that there is somebody on the other side that has been through what you've been through. Or that, man, I'm going through exactly what he is talking about right now. And oh my goodness, this conversation right here, I needed to hear this. Some of these things may be explicit, may be vulgar. I am not trying to be that way. That is not my intentions. However, I will share with you my experience. I will share with you my journey because you accepted the invitation to come along. And there are ups and downs, and there is darkness, there is light, there is all of that goes into this journey, such as life. That is what I'm sharing with you, my life. And I'm sharing that with you so that we can clear the wreckage together, so that we can all walk into the light. And when that darkness comes in, because it is part of us, we learn how to go inside, to take the time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. We learn how to sit in our feelings if we need to, sit in the darkness, be patient with it. We learn how to trust the process. Yes. You will learn all of that just by hearing me share my story. Believe that. I'm telling you that. So let's go ahead and move forward then. Let's talk about the dark first. Are you afraid of the dark? You may not be now, but were you afraid of the dark as a kid? Did you have to sleep with a nightlight? Did you have nightmares? Do you have nightmares now? Did you have night terrors? Do you have them now? Are you the type of person that flicks the light on as soon as you walk into the room. I want to know because, yes, little Kareem was afraid of the dark. This is important right here. Little Kareem was afraid of the dark. Little Kareem had to sleep with the night light on. Little Kareem had nightmares. Little Kareem had night terrors. This is important because as I got older, I didn't realize that I was still having nightmares. I was still a little bit afraid of the dark. Because I did not talk to little Kareem and say, hey, you don't have to be afraid of the dark. I'm doing that now in my life. But back then, in this part of the story, of the journey that I'm sharing with you, I did not. I was completely still afraid of the dark. Weird, right? Because I love scary movies. I love it. But you cannot have light without darkness. The caterpillar. Let's take the caterpillar, for example, that is crawling upon this earth. This caterpillar, like humans, do not know how long he is going to be crawling upon the earth. A pun, not a pun. My bad. He does not know. He or she, whatever gender, that doesn't even matter. It's just a caterpillar. Does not know how long am I going to be crawling upon this earth. The caterpillar is just trying to survive. Man, okay, I was birthed from a larvae, you know, I mean, their whole process is just amazing. And then I came out and then, you know, boom, here I am on this ground. I'm crawling now. There are things trying to attack me. I need to find some food. And then it does not know that later on, eventually in its life, a cocoon is going to form. That they're going to find a tree somewhere up high, off the ground. They're going to go off the ground. They're going to climb somewhere and sit on a leaf or it's wherever they decide to go. But they come off the ground to form a cocoon. You'll never see a cocoon on the ground, not on the concrete, not in the grass. You will see it somewhere on a wall. You will see it somewhere other than the ground. This, my friends, is part of the journey to becoming a butterfly. Did they know that they were going to have to be inside of a cocoon? I don't know. I'm not the caterpillar. I'm not inside the caterpillar's head. I don't know. But I know one thing. I would be afraid because I would not know what is happening around me and why this is happening and why people are leaving me and why is the darkness enclosing me all of a sudden. I was in this light, in the sunshine, crawling upon the earth. Now all of a sudden this darkness is just enclosing around me. I have no control over this. Most of the things that happen around me during this time in my life, during this time of my journey, I did not have control over. However, when you're in the darkness, you might be scared. You might be in fear of your life because you cannot see what's around you. Or if the boogeyman is in the closet or under the bed. You can't see that. But what I could have controlled, my friends, was my emotions, my feelings of fear of losing something, someone, fear of not receiving what I want, or even the fear of the future. Instead, man, I chose not to use the tools, those screwdrivers, those hammers, those tools that I built up to clear the wreckage, to manage and control these emotions. I needed to be back into the light. I was looking for a light switch, but it's dark. It's dark. So I just kept bumping into things. I bumped into my old self. Remember that old identity? I kept bumping into it because it's dark. And I said, I just want what's familiar. This is so unfamiliar to me. This is so unfamiliar, this darkness. Why is it so dark? I do not like it. I do not understand it. Right? But before I made that choice, I was already forming my cocoon. The cocoon was already being formed around me. In other words, the darkness was already forming around me, and you can't escape it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. You cannot escape the darkness. It was forming around me, wrapping me in total darkness. Everywhere I turned, I ran into something. Oh, man. I tried to fight off the boogeyman. I tried to run from Jason, Michael Myers. It became the Night of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger even stepped in. There is no escape. There's no escape. So I shared with you on the last episode how I decided to just say, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to go ahead and drink and get some drugs and whatever, So when I got my drink and then later my drugs, I wasn't escaping anything. Rather, I was having a party with all the characters that I named to you just a little while ago. I invited the darkness in without knowing that, because see, remember, the familiar in my story is no, this pain, this hurt, no. No. I'm not going to feel this. All I know to do is escape. That's the only tool and coping mechanism that I was used to using and utilizing. Remember? Keep up. Y'all remember that, right? All right, so I was like, come on, let's have a party. Come on, Jason. What's up, Freddy Krueger? You're already here in all my nightmares and dreams. I guess we might as well just hang out together. I invited the darkness in. See, there are times in our lives where it is getting dark. Because it is time for darkness. There is a time for everything. But Kareem at that time was filled with anguish, pain, resentment, hurt, and anger. To me, no. This is not the time for darkness. This is not the time. I'm still doing good. I'm still trying to do what's right. Why did you take this person away from me? Why does this have to happen? Why? I don't understand. It's so dark I can't see. And because I can't see it, I can't understand what's happening. And so I got all these questions, and it's just like, well, there's no answers. So all I know to do is just go ahead and escape. in the only way that I know how to escape. Look, listen, I don't know what your way is of escaping. When it gets too dark and the pain comes and you feel that you can't take it anymore, I don't know what is familiar to you. It could be sex, like it was for me. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, alcohol. It could be that. You could be just like me listening to this. I don't know. It could be, let's see, it could be video games. It could be whatever. It could be TV. It could be, these days, it could easily be your phone to just space out and escape. It also could be that you're a runner. You may be the type of person that runs away when the situation and the darkness is enclosing you. You're just like, nope, I want out. You could be that way in relationships. The relationship gets hard. There's so much pain. The hurt comes, and the darkness is enclosing, and the darkness is coming in for a reason, but you don't like it. So you say, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I'm breaking up with you. You could be that person. That could be you. You may be used to doing that to people so much because it is familiar to you and you do not want to go through the process because you never went through the process. So it's very scary. It's very fearful because you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. Oh man, I can really try to stick this out and really try to be with this person, but this pain is too much. This hurt is so much. Every day I'm angry. Every time I look at this person, I do not like them. They irritate me. They agonize me. They're not changing. They're still doing the same thing over and over. I need to see some type of change. Why does this happen to me when I get into every relationship? My relationships never last because of the other person. I'll just go find someone else that can make me happy. Maybe you're one of those type of people. And you're so used to doing it that you don't even realize the pattern. You don't even realize the cycle. You don't even realize that you're so accustomed and familiar with this that it's your natural default system. And with that, you just go ahead and say, well, screw it, I'm done. You know what? I just found another guy. Oh my God. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This guy makes me smile. This guy, oh my God, he validates me. Oh my God, he comforts me. Oh my God, he has so much money. Oh my God, he's everything that this guy isn't right now. And that makes me extremely happy. So I'm going to break up with you and I'm moving on. Vice versa. It's not just the female. The male could do the same thing to his girl. Are you that type of man? I don't know what your coping mechanism is when it gets extremely dark. But I'll tell you one thing, our soul needs reviving. So we must go into darkness. This I did not know until later. Hindsight 2020, right? And most of us that are so used to escaping and finding something else to make us happy, the nicer, newer attraction, when we do that, we realize later on, oh my goodness, Well, let's say hopefully we realize later on. Some of us never realize it. Some of us go on throughout life just doing the same thing, the same destructive patterns, creating the same wreckage that we don't ever realize it. That is the point of this podcast. So now if you ever didn't understand the reason for me sharing all this with you, that's the reason. You don't need to go through this. You don't need to go through the hell that I went through. You need to learn now what not to do and what to do, in other words. That is why Kareem is taking the time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. I'm doing that for myself to become the best version of myself. And I realize, oh my goodness, you know what? I can help people. I can just share my experience with them. I can share my hope with them. And I know that this would touch someone. I know that someone out there will relate to this. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I know that there is at least one of you that is listening to me that can relate, that is like, oh my goodness. Man, I needed to hear that. Thank you, Kareem. And that's not me tooting my horn. That's not me saying, oh, I'm the greatest, I decided to do this. Yeah, that's me just knowing that I'm being purposeful. I'm living my purpose. I am being the best version of myself right now. Especially when I do this podcast. But again, as I said, our flesh does not like it. See, our soul needs this type of reviving, just like the caterpillar has to form in the cocoon. Just like the bear, when wintertime comes, they gotta go and hibernate. They need to recover. They need revival. They know what their soul needs. But our flesh does not like it. The physical, oh no, we can't take it. It's because we can't see. Because it's so dark. And what we can't see, we seem to not understand. I couldn't see what was happening. All I saw was darkness. And like I said, what was really happening was that I was going into my cocoon to later become a butterfly. The terror is too much to face. The pain, the hurt, the fear. I'd rather escape it. We would rather escape it, forfeit the game, become a sore loser, get a case of the efforts, say I quit, forget this process. Things are supposed to happen instantly. Life is about instant gratification. Instant self-satisfaction. I am not supposed to feel this way. That is what we do. And that is exactly what I did. And in doing all of that, guess what happens? I just shared this with you a little while ago. We prolong the process. Oh my goodness. I prolonged the process. When I said, you know what, I'm just finna F it, man. I got a case of the efforts. I went to the liquor store. And then I went and got drugs. And I shared that with you in the last episode. And oh my goodness. I invited all the characters in right there. I said, come on, let's have a party, boogeyman. You've already been terrorizing my behind. I'm in the darkness. You're already scaring the crap out of me. Come on, Jason. I see you, but I don't see you. I hear you coming, though. I hear you. I hear the music. It's all right. You might as well just come join me. Like, let's get drunk. Let's get high together. We prolong the darkness. We invite the darkness in, the other parts of the darkness that aren't supposed to be there. Because, see, this darkness is being formed. This cocoon is being formed for greatness later. Greatness. Because that power that is greater than us, right, knows that I got a plan of greatness in store for you. If you would just trust me, oh my gosh, I'm about to wrap you up in this darkness, in this cocoon. If you would just sit still and trust this process and continue to have faith and continue to believe that everything's going to be okay, even though I am hurting, even though, oh my gosh, there's so much pain. Even though people are leaving me, even though I feel all this anger and resentment, I feel anger toward my dad. I feel anger toward my parents. I feel anger toward everyone, to my coworker, everybody that comes around Kareem. I cannot stand you. I don't know why I'm feeling these things, though. Yes, I was going to therapy. Yes, I was trying. But remember in the last episode, I told you this therapy stuff wasn't really, and it's not that it wasn't helping. It was that I was choosing. I was choosing to not allow it to help me. Because my therapist, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She's awesome. She's an amazing woman. And she knows. That's why she was put there, to help me and counsel me. But I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew it all. My ego ran the show. Screw this. No. I can do this on my own. That's how it was for me in these stages of darkness. Yes, I was still going and I was trying my best, but I wasn't really doing it. And I share that word try to you because, see, here's the thing. Because, see, in my mind I was trying, but I wasn't doing it. And as Master Yoda has said to us all, oh, no such thing as try. You must do. But I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to clear the wreckage. Again, as I just shared with you, I chose to go back to the familiar. If I truly desired to clear the wreckage, I would have done so. Simple as that. Oh, no. Well, Kareem, it ain't that simple. Actually, it is and it isn't. There's two parts to it. Because what I didn't know and what I didn't fully believe or conceive, I didn't fully take on this conception, and I didn't fully believe that I was powerless over my addiction. I did not fully believe that. I thought I could control it. You may not fully believe that, oh my gosh, I'm powerless over this toxicity that I give out. I must seek out a nicer, newer attraction every time something bad is happening in my relationship. Every time darkness is coming around. Oh my God. And then I see this other person, this other female or this other male, and they compliment me, but you don't. Oh, they told me I'm pretty and I look good today. Oh, that makes me happy. What about this guy? But you're not doing that at home with me in my relationship. And then that comparison to, oh man, it's light over here. I don't have to go through this darkness. You see the things that we do? This is what we do as humans. We chase self-satisfaction. We chase the instant gratification. But that power greater than me had something great in store and was saying, just sit. Just sit still. We're going to delay this gratification because later on you are going to be a butterfly, Kareem. You just don't know because it's dark and you can't see. And because you don't understand it, you want to go back to what you understand. That is what we do. And guess what? We prolong the darkness. We prolong the pain, the hurt. Because it's dark and all we do is keep running into walls and keep bumping into ourselves and bumping into the boogeyman and bumping into Jason. He keeps stabbing us, and then Michael Myers comes out on Halloween. And then all these zombies are around because it's the night of the living dead. It's constantly night because it's dark. And then we can't go to sleep because Freddy Krueger is like, he's going to come there. So we stay up all night and we do drugs and we drink and we escape the pain. And that is what I did for 6 whole months. I prolonged the darkness. I prolonged the dark stages. Yes. Those characters, I let them in, come on and play with me. And those characters are evil characters. That's what I had to realize, right? So I began to partake in those so-called activities, but that's what I was doing. And then deceit is another D. We ain't even talk about that. We stand in the darkness. Let's talk about the deceit. So with all of that, of course, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I wasn't going to tell anyone that, oh, man, I messed up. I went to the store and got some liquor. I went and got drugs, and I relapsed. Oh, I messed up. I stumbled. I fell. No, because I would seem like a failure. Remember, I had to be perfect in everybody else's eyes. I had to continue to pretend and make up those lies. I wasn't going to tell anyone. I wasn't going to tell my mom, the person that kicked me out, the person that kicked me out, and then all of a sudden I asked her for help, and she sent me to the pastor. If you remember this story, right? And then I finally got help, and I got sober and clean. I'm not going to go to her and be like, Mom, I messed up. No, I'm going to continue to lie. There's a point in time in this journey, in this story right here that I'm telling you, where my car, I had sold my car. I had to get rid of my car because my car had messed up with that. And being so filled with deceit, guess what I was doing? Mom, let me borrow your car so I can go to a meeting. The darkness. I invited those characters in. It's not that I was going through, it was not that the darkness was being enclosed around me and that it was preparing me for greatness. It's that I prolonged the pain and the hurt. I prolonged that by partaking, by trying to escape. There's no escaping. You cannot escape this. Stop trying to escape this. You cannot. This is not being done by me. This is being done by a power that is greater than me. This power greater than me is putting me inside of a freaking cocoon. I cannot escape it. I cannot get out until it is time. Whoo! Preaching today. Preaching. I can't get out until it's time. I will not be able to escape this. But me, Mr. Ego, Mr. Thinking, man, God dog it. Stop this crap from going on. I'm gonna stop it. I'm going to escape this. I'm gonna feel better. Thinking if I do that, then everything will be okay, right? Wrong. Oh, if I just go to this other, oh my God, I met this other guy. He's so amazing. My boyfriend right now, he just is not doing it for me. Oh man, I met this other girl, man. Gosh, she's so much finer than my girl. I see her at work, man, we flirt together, man, I might as well go ahead and tap that. And then you cheat and you do something that you know that you shouldn't be doing. It's because the darkness is enclosing you and you invited the boogeyman in. And so the darkness is being prolonged, and then you have to lie, and deceit comes in. It comes in because you're not going to go back and tell your girl, not right away. You might eventually, but you ain't going to tell your girl, hey, man, it already starts anyway because you're at work and you got this work girlfriend that's been flirting with you the whole time. And y'all flirt back and forth together. This is a true story. I've done this. I didn't cheat on my ex-fiance with somebody at work, but I had emotional affairs constantly. Emotional affairs because I was feeling so much pain and hurt. She's in prison. Why did you leave me? Why did they take her away from me? Huh? I need some type of comfort. Isn't that my God-given right as a man? See, this is how we think. That's wreckage. That stuff comes from somewhere in our childhood or somewhere we saw that we think is okay. So yes, I had plenty of emotional affairs with women. I'm talking about me. When I was going through this darkness, I met plenty of women who flirted with me. I went through a process of trying to escape the darkness. I cannot escape it. That is what I'm sharing with you. You cannot escape it. The deceit has to come in because you are not going to right away expose yourself and say, oh man, I messed up. Hey, guess what? I went to the store the other day and got some alcohol and got some drugs. You're not going to do that. And you're not going to fess up to your girlfriend right away and be like, hey, man, I got this girl at work. She keeps flirting with me. What do you think about that, babe? You're not going to say that to her. You like it. It gives you an escape. And she looks better than your girlfriend. And she's got a bigger ass than, excuse my language. She's got a bigger butt than your girlfriend, right? You got all these things. You're filled with lust because you feel like this will satisfy you. She comforts you. She tells you how great you are, how handsome you are. Man, you're not getting that at home. In fact, your girlfriend's not even nowhere around. She got taken away. That's my story, at least. But for you, your girlfriend is there. And she may be doing her best to be the best for you. And you can't see that because it's dark. Doggone it. That's why you can't see it. Oh, man. So you got to come up with these lies and you got to be deceitful. You know, so of course I wasn't going to tell my mom right away. I wasn't going to tell anyone right away. They knew I was clean and sober, so I was going to continue that act. Yes, I'm clean and sober. I was going to continue that. Especially the people that love me. I don't want to let them down. I've already let myself down. I've already became a sore loser. I've already said F it. I've already quit. They don't need to know that, though. Oh, no. I kept going to my meetings. But I didn't fess up. Eventually I did. And eventually I fessed up, and eventually I started over, and I tried to just let the darkness form and enclose me, but then I couldn't take it, and then the cycle repeated. Then I'll go back to a meeting, and then I'll fess up, and then I'll pick up my surrender, my white chip. I'm starting over. But then the darkness closes, and I couldn't take it. And the cycle repeated itself. And then there was this really hard time. More darkness came in when my mentor, you guys know about that? I'm going to share that with you now. Maybe I should share it with you now. I was going to wait till the next episode, but I'll share it with you now. Yeah, my mentor passed away. So here's more abandonment setting in. Are you freaking kidding me? More abandonment? Someone else is leaving me? And it was abandonment because even in the way that he left, this is how I felt, at least at that time. This is how I felt at that time. That's what I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you the feelings that I had at this time, at that time in my life, at that time of the journey, okay, of the story. I felt abandoned because I loved him. We were close. I had just spoke to him. And then the next morning, I get a phone call, and he passed away in his sleep. This was the most heartbreaking, devastating thing that I could have experienced during that exact time in my life. So, of course, I tried my best for him. I said, you know what? I got to stay sober for this guy. I tried, but I could not take it. The pain was too much. I did not understand why this had to happen. Why does this have to happen? Why does death have to be part of my story also, part of the darkness? I get that you're taking someone away, that someone did something, they messed up in their life and they had to be taken away. I can kind of wrap my head around that, but this you just snatched this guy away from me in his sleep. What the heck? I just spoke to him. This? Oh no. More pain, more hurt, more fear. I do not understand. Is this how the future is going? I fear the future because at any moment, someone will get taken away from me. I felt I was being terrorized. I felt like I was being played with by that power that is greater. By God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, but I call it God. I call it Lord. My creator was messing with me, man. So then I drove to the coast. I said, F it. I became a sore loser again. I drove to the coast. I yelled. I cried. I needed answers. I stopped to the liquor store on the way, and I almost died on the way home. You already know that story. I've shared that with you. That's the destruction that I wanted to talk about. I know we talked about darkness, deceit, destruction, and death now. I bet you thought you ain't know I was going to tie it all in. I tied it all in for you. That's the destruction I created. And then somehow, you already know the story because I shared it with you on one of these episodes where those two angels came out of nowhere and they rescued me. But I continued. You would think after that I would have made a resolution. That, oh my goodness, I've almost died trying to drive home extremely intoxicated. You would think that I would have made a resolution from there. Nope. The darkness was too much. I continue to prolong the stages of darkness, which just continue to create more wreckage, more destruction. Folks, this is how you do not clear the wreckage. I share this so that you will not do what I did. Instead, you are going to continue to write in your journal everything that I've shared with you up until this point, from episode 1 all the way through, on the things that I was doing to clear the wreckage, is what you're going to do. You're going to do the complete opposite of what I shared in this episode. If your escape, if your coping mechanism is to find a nicer, newer attraction, you're going to stay in that relationship, and you're going to take the time to look inside, because you're the problem, not them. And you're going to realize that, and you're going to allow the darkness to form, and you're going to learn how to take care of yourself better and your mental health by writing in your journal, exposing your thoughts so you can actually see how you're thinking, how you're feeling. You're going to go on daily walks like I did. You're going to have time to protect your peace, time away from everyone and everything else, time away from noise. If you need counseling, you will go to counseling like I did, and you will allow the counseling to permeate through you so that you are able to clear the wreckage. You will learn to be honest like I did. You will admit. Third episode, admit. You will seek. You will acknowledge. You will acknowledge what you've done. You will acknowledge, oh my gosh, I do see it. I see the wreckage. You will admit it. And then you will seek. Go back to those episodes. Go back. You want to remember? You want to learn how to clear the wreckage? Go back to those episodes. I shared that stuff with you. You're going to find a mentor. If you need somebody to talk to, you're going to find an accountability partner. Find someone. You're going to not be a part of a circle of friends that do not challenge you. And when they do, you're going to drop your ego. And you're going to practice humility. And you're going to practice vulnerability. I know, men, it's so hard, but that's what you're going to do. Because you want to clear the wreckage. You do not, trust me, want to go through what I did. You don't want to prolong these dark stages. So I've shared all this with you so that you do not have to. You do not have to. On the next episode, hopefully, we become butterflies. But right now we're still trapped and enclosed in that cocoon. But I tell you this, use the tools that I've already shared with you all the way up to this point. There's going to be, oh my gosh, the future is great. I don't fear the future. The future is great. Especially of this conversation and everything that we're doing together as a community. It's great. And I want to tell you that there's greatness in store for you. If you are being enclosed and wrapped into that cocoon, that means that there is greatness. There's greatness coming. Don't quit before the miracle happens. There is greatness coming. Trust the process. If you're still, you're in that relationship and you're just like, I don't understand this person. Oh, they irritate the crap out of me. oh my gosh, they never, compliment me. They never do this, but this guy is. Then get out of comparison. Stop comparing your girlfriend or your boyfriend to all these other people. Stop looking on social media and comparing how you look to how they look. And you want to escape that. Stop. Just stop. You're prolonging the dark stages. Sit still in the darkness. And one of the greatest tools that I've already shared with you, take a moment to breathe. I guarantee you don't want to breathe when you're in darkness. You're panicked. You're just a panic. You're in panic. You're a panic. You're in anxiety. You're full blown. You're afraid. You want to get out. Take some time to do what? A deep breath. Take some time to do that. And realize that the boogeyman ain't gonna come get you. Nobody is there. None of this is real. Those characters do not exist. If you can breathe in and out, the anxiety, the panic will go away. I love y'all so much. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thanks for just listening to me obviously rant about all my wreckage. But I do want you to understand that I am trying to share these things with you because I want to help you not go through what I went through. I don't want you to prolong the dark stages. If you're in dark stages, sometimes, the ones that we can't control at least, sometimes things are happening around you that you can't control and you're going through a dark stage because there is greatness in store. Believe that, know that, and I'll see y'all next time. Until then, take some time to look aside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. Peace.